Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
I don't think they will survive this.
Do you know them?
Yes, he's a great industrialist. His lawyer was also with him in the car. Both of them were good friends.
Where is the other one?
My lord, the doctors are still busy with him, but he will be here very soon.
Dharmadwaja, let me hear about this Jiva.
My lord, this Jiva had spent 75 years in the human form and has committed many sinful activities during his life. He violated all the regulatory principles, indulging in meat eating, intoxicating, womanizing, gambling, and many other sinful activities. According to my records, In his entire lifetime, he has eaten 587 kilos of KFCs, 17 kilos of turkey, 66 kilos of beef, 151 kilos of pork, and 12,821 eggs.
Next, the intoxication count, your lordship. He has drunk 9,145 liters of beer. He wants 2,000, you know. Then 2,145 liters of whiskey. 950 liters of rum. And 3,250 liters of champagne. He smoked 291,250 cigarettes. Amazing, Lord, that he survived at all.
Next, his acts of violence, your lordship. He killed 12,738 mosquitoes, 5,600 flies, and 744 cockroaches, and 68 mice. He also killed sparrows, parrots, and pigeons for leisure.
Next is the score of his acts of illicit sex. In spite of being married, he had illicit relationship with many women.
Enough! The doors of the hells, meant for those who break the regulative principles of human life. Kumbhipaka, Ayahpana, Andhakupa, Taptasurmi, all will be wide open for him. Let Yamraja come and give his verdict.
What do you mean? What the hell are you talking about?
Just wait and watch. You will know what hell we are talking about.
Dharmadwaja, please explain to him about the different hellish planets.
For those who kill poor animals and birds to maintain their bodies and satisfy their tongues, there's a special hell called Kumbhipaka.
You will be cooked in boiling oil for millions of years. Exactly the same way you cook those animals and birds.
Oh my lord, last time the temperature of the oil dipped and those who were supposed to be punished were swimming comfortably as if in a jacuzzi.
Yes, my lord. This time we should ensure that the oil boils at 8,000 degrees.
A person addicted to drinking wine is put into the hell Ayahpana.
Yamakinkras will stand on your chest and pour hot melted iron into your mouth.
One who torments insignificant creatures is on the royal road to the hell called Andhakupa.
All the birds and beasts, tormented by you, are eagerly awaiting for you there. They will attack you from all directions and rob you of the pleasure of sleep.
You can't do all these things to me. This is unjust.
You sinful creature! You dare to raise your voice?
No, you cannot be so unjust. This law is faulty.
Let him speak.
I admit that I perform these activities, but I am not liable to be punished. What I have done is accepted on earth as normal. We do not have strict laws prohibiting these activities. So how can you punish me? System created by God is faulty.
Yes! I cannot allow this injustice to happen to my client. That hurts! And me too! I am a lawyer. I only represented him for all his legal disputes. You want my card? My wallet, I think it has fallen somewhere. Anyway, note down my number. It is, note down. 9, 840, again 840, 420. Easy to remember, no? See, any problem, divorce case, fraud case, accident case, anything, any suing, any stitching, whatever, just contact me.
That is the lawyer who died with him in the car crash.
I appear on behalf of my client to fight this case. I cannot allow this injustice to happen.
Beware, they'll open your account now.
Attention everyone! Let us all welcome the great lord of this land, Samyamani Puri, who rewards or punishes the living entities according to their deeds. Let us all glorify Yamadharma Raja. All glories to 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 Yamadharma Raja.
All glories to you, Maharaj, O chastiser of the evildoers. We pay our obeisance to you.
Chitragupta, let us begin.
My lord, we have here today these two jivas who are very sinful. They died in a car accident this afternoon. The sun, fire, sky, air, demigods, moon, evening, day, night, directions, water, land, and super soul all bear witness to their sinful activity.
Objection, Your Honor. We would like to defend our case. Without giving us an opportunity, you cannot pass the judgment.
Keep quiet, you sinful creature. This is the court of Yamaraj. Things don't work like your court on earth.
What do you have to say?
This is not fair. Our right to speak out is being curtailed. We have not been given an opportunity to defend ourselves. What kind of court is this?
You can say what you have to say.
Thank you. Your Honor, my client, Jiva, is being accused by the prosecutor, Chitragupta, of committing all kinds of sins. We are now challenging this prosecution and the system of law and order created by God, a faulty system due to which he is being unjustly accused. I would like to put forth certain questions to the prosecutor.
Chitragupta, you can clarify his doubts.
Mr. Prosecutor, do you represent the laws created by the Supreme Lord?
Yes.
Does God send the living entities into this material world to enjoy independent of himself?
Yes.
Does he give them free will to act the way they want?
Yes.
Point to be noted, Your Honor. The system created by God allows the living entities to act according to their free will. My client exercised his free will. Hence he is absolved of all reaction.
My lord, it's true that in the beginning of creation, the Supreme Lord of all creatures sent forth men and demigods, saying, "Be thou happy here." But he also gave them the process of being happy by performance of Vishnu Yagna. If someone does not perform Yagna, he will be bound.
But, Your Honor, how can my client be punished for activities that are not considered by men to be sinful? Human beings in this age of Kali have expanded the reach of their free will to the greatest extent. They are allowed by society to do anything, provided it does not harm other human beings. Now, point number 1. How can the non-vegetarian diet be sinful? He does not harm other members of his society with these habits. Some scriptures uphold meat as acceptable to the human diet. Hence, my client cannot be accused for eating it. The point number 2. Men need entertainment and leisure as they exercise their superior intelligence in pursuit of many enterprises to sustain themselves. They are not driven by instinct as animals are. Smoking and drinking are the only means of entertainment and relaxation. Hence, my client cannot be accused for this most intrinsic requirement. Now, point number 3. The world is full of pests, and if they are not eliminated, human beings will suffer. Defense against enemies and disease is important for the survival of the human race. And my client was only upholding his right to defend himself. With these considerations, my client is not guilty.
Chitragupta, do you have anything to say about this?
Yes, my lord. I have some questions for Jiva. What was your profession when you were on earth?
I owned a construction company.
What were your working hours?
10 in the morning to 6 in the evening.
What were you doing after 6 in the evening?
I used to party with my friends.
How were you partying?
I used to play cards and sometimes booze.
According to our records, you were also consuming non-vegetarian food.
Yes, chili chicken was my favorite dish.
Yes, chili chicken. Hey, Anna, you remember that restaurant in Koramangala? Excellent chicken there, no? Hey, super, I say that was.
You were also engaged in illicit affairs?
Objection, Your Honor! What's wrong with that? It's been the trend on earth for a long time now. Even great world leaders like Bill Clinton and Prince Charles enjoyed it. The scientists have even discovered that human beings are not meant to be monogamous. Okay.
Were you engaged in illicit affairs?
Yes.
Were you running a hotel too?
Yes.
Were you serving meat and liquor in your hotel?
Yes.
My lord, he has violated all the regulative principles and codes of moral conduct. And he is also guilty of propagating sinful activities in his hotel.
Do you have anything to say?
My client is accused of running a hotel. But for him, it was a business like any other. How is he being implicated for his customers' actions? His father and grandfather were running hotels. Though my client owned a construction company, he is faithful to his ancestors and continued the hotel business. It is said that it is far better to discharge one's own duties, though faulty, than others' duties. My client acted according to his duties. Why should he be accused for that?
My lord, he is referring the verse from Bhagavad Gita, which talks about discharging one's prescribed duty, not any duty that one has taken on oneself as a business. And the prescribed duties are mentioned in the Vedas. In the name of his duties, he was supporting activities like meat eating, intoxication, and gambling, which are considered sinful by the Vedas.
Objection, Your Honor! In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that he is the gambling of cheats.
But Krishna never said indulge in gambling. The true meaning of the verse is that, as the Supreme, Krishna can be more deceitful than any mere man. If he chooses to deceive a person, no one can surpass him in his deceit. But Jiva has not done what the scriptures has prescribed.
Your Honor, I seek your permission to ask some more questions to the prosecutor.
Permission granted.
Is it true that the Supreme Personality resides as Paramatma in everyone's heart?
Yes, he is in everyone's heart.
What does he do there?
Oversees the activities of the living entity and sanctions his desires.
Do memory, forgetfulness, and intelligence come from him?
Yes.
So why did he not stop my client from committing sinful acts? And why did he sanction those?
The living entities have a desire to perform sinful acts, so God sanctions them. God never interferes with the living entity's free will.
Is it not the responsibility of God to guide the people and save them?
Yes, it is. 5,000 years ago, Krishna spoke the Bhagavad Gita and taught humanity how to surrender unto him. Although the Gita is world famous and its teachings are still being propagated, people do not accept the wisdom therein. 500 years ago, Krishna came again as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and practically demonstrated how to surrender. 100 years back, he sent his representative, Srila Prabhupada, to establish ISKCON. Srila Prabhupada presented the conclusions of bona fide disciplic successions in his books, but no one utilizes these opportunities. Do you remember what you did when a devotee from ISKCON Bangalore approached you?
Hare Krishna, may I have a minute please? I am from ISKCON Bangalore.
Oh, ISKCON, membership, I'm really not interested.
No, I would just like you to have a look at this wonderful book, Bhagavad Gita.
Sir, I said I'm not interested.
No sir, you don't have to buy right away. Just look at this. It has timeless ancient wisdom and is the most authoritative, and it teaches you most wonderful principles which you can adopt in your life, which makes your life successful.
I said I really don't want.
No need to pay for this. Just keep it with you. If you feel it's worthwhile, you can make us a donation. And take this temple invitation. It has my number and address. Whenever you come to temple, please give me a call.
Okay.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
These ISKCON people, they're parasites in the society. Driver.
He always neglected the opportunities for spiritual advancement that Krishna and his pure devotee, Srila Prabhupada, created for him. Bewildered by false ego, strength, pride, lust and anger, he became envious of Krishna and his devotees. He never had the darshan of the Supreme Lord Krishna in the innumerable ISKCON temples worldwide. God mercifully came out during Rath Yatras to give darshan to such sinners, but he blasphemed the deities, commenting particularly about their eyes, for which his eyes will be plucked out by the vultures in the hell called Paryavartana.
But isn't God the one who gives intelligence? Why did he not give the right intelligence to my client?
He also gives free will. Did he not give free will to Arjuna after preaching the entire Gita when he said, Yathechasi tatah kuru?
That was after preaching.
He has always been preaching. But there are four kinds of people who never surrender unto God. They are those who are grossly foolish, those who are the lowest of mankind, those whose knowledge is stolen by illusion, and those who partake of the atheistic nature of demons. This jiva belongs to the fourth category of miscreants. त्रिविधम नरकस्येदम द्वारम नाशनम आत्मनः कामः क्रोधस्तथा लोभः तस्मात् एतत् त्रयम् त्यजेत्. Lust, anger and greed are considered the gateways to hell. Krishna recommends every sane man to give these up. Those who take to these royal roads deserve to suffer in hell.
My client acted in sinful ways because of the lusty mind. Since God created the mind, how can you say my client is sinful? God is the cause of all causes, and He is the cause of my client's misdeeds.
Krishna also gave him intelligence to control the mind. So this conclusion is unreasonable.
Under the influence of his lusty mind, intelligence is bewildered. How could my client have controlled his mind?
Above intelligence, there is the soul. By engaging the soul in the service of the Lord, one can conquer the mind and the intelligence.
But Maya, the divine energy of God, bewilders the living entity and takes him away from the service of God. Krishna himself says in the Gita that it is very difficult to overcome Maya. Mama Maya Durutyaya. Then how could my client have overcome Maya?
But in the same verse, Krishna gave the solution too. Mameva ye prapadyante mayam etam tarantite. Those who have surrendered unto him can easily cross over Maya. Still Jiva didn't surrender unto him.
He might not have surrendered. But God has mentioned in Bhagavad Gita that Svalpa Mapiyasya Dharmasya Trayato Magato Bhayat. If someone endeavors a little on the path of Dharma, he will be saved from the most dangerous types of fears. My client always followed the Dharma of serving his parents, wife, children, and so many others. Despite this, he was not protected by God, but rather has been condemned to hell. Therefore, the system of law and order established by God is indeed faulty.
Dharma means to abide by God's instructions. His instructions are, always think of me, become my devotee, worship me, and offer your obeisance unto me. Thus, you will come to me without fail. In this regard, had Jiva made even a small sacrifice, God would have delivered him from the greatest dangers. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yomi bhaktya prayachati. If someone offers me with love a leaf, fruit, flower, or even water, I will accept. And this little act would have saved him. Serving parents, friends, relatives, and so on are part of your duties. But these things cannot atone for the sinful activities you commit. Only by surrender to the Supreme Lord Krishna can your sins be washed away.
Objection, Your Honor! This is an autocratic demand!
Objection overruled! Krishna is the transcendental autocrat. This is the verdict of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. All scriptures say this.
Having placed my arguments before this court of God's law, I plead that justice be done to my client, taking into consideration his ignorance.
Ignorance of law is no excuse. He must be awarded his due punishment so that he has the chance to reform his sinful ways in future lives.
Chitragupta, had he performed any pious activities in his life?
My lord, Malayadhvaja will give the account of his pious deeds. Malayadhvaja? Malayadhvaja? Malayadhvaja?
Oh, sorry, my lord. Nowadays, I do not have much to do. When my counterparts are busy recording the sinful deeds of the living entities, I, who am supposed to keep track of the pious activities of living entities, am practically idle. Kindly forgive me.
Malayadhvaja, please list the pious activities performed by this Jiva in his lifetime on earth, if there are any.
Well, my lord, in his entire lifetime, he performed only sinful activities. But once, by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, the pure devotee of the Lord, he performed a very glorious act, even without his knowledge.
What was that?
Lakshman, I have not seen you for a long time. How are you?
I am fine. Where is Ranjit? I have not heard from him for the past 2 months. No calls, not even emails.
Lakshman, he is busy preparing for his exams.
Uncle, when did you start reading Bhagavad Gita? Planning to retire from active life?
I am not at all interested in all that. One ISKCON sannyasi gave it to me.
Actually, in our MBA syllabus, there is a paper on management principles from Bhagavad Gita. I think I should study it at least to do well in the exam. Can I take this?
Why not?
Thank you.
Thus, he became an instrument in reaching the books of Srila Prabhupada to a sincere soul, who later dedicated his life for the mission of Srila Prabhupada. Consciously, Jiva would have never done such a glorious act. Because of this Agnata Sukriti, he has become eligible to be given a second chance.
Glorious is your deed, O Jiva. Any living entity who gets a little chance to contribute to the mission of Lord Chaitanya is very fortunate. By the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, many living entities are being given this opportunity. Swalpamapi yasya dharmasya trayate mahato bayat. Even a slight endeavor in this direction will save one from the greatest fear of material existence and the sufferings in hellish conditions. Jai Srila Prabhupada, glorious are your deeds. O Jiva, I am giving you a second chance. Go back to your material body. Engage all your wealth in the mission of Srila Prabhupada. O Jiva, go back. By working to spread the mission of Lord Chaitanya, you will be purified of all your sins and will become eligible to go back to home, back to Godhead.
Sir, what about me?
Wait, my dear lawyer. Your account is yet to be opened.
Doctor, he's breathing. This is unexpected. GCS level has raised to 9. Oh my god, the life symptoms are coming back. The lawyer was comparatively less injured, but we could not save him. This is a medical miracle of the...
Hari Bol! That was a wonderful performance by a folk theatric club. A round of applause for them, please. I would like to call out the devotees who have played the different roles. Yamraj was played by Karthik. Hari Bol. A loud Hari Bol after each name, please. Chitragupta by Amar Pratap Singh. Dharma Dwaj by Amresh. Second assistant by Pradeep Kesi. Malaya Dwaj by Suraj Yaksha Prabhu. Jiva by Naveen. Lawyer by Parth Sarthi. Yamduta first by Ritik. Second Yamduta by Girish. Assistants of Yamraj are Praveen Krishna Das Prabhu and Radha Krishna Prabhu. Script transcription was done by Guru Prasad. Props were prepared by Bibas Roy, Sanam Dinesh and team. Support team consists of Ravindra Reddy and Tarish. Lights by Damodar Prabhu. Makeup artists are Sanam Dinesh, Nirupam Jina, Neha Jana and Satyam. Audio visuals by Achyut Keshav Prabhu. Direction by His Grace Ramasevak Prabhu. Under the able guidance of His Grace Shri Vigrah Prabhu. We thank the backstage workers as well as the actors on stage for bringing out this wonderful performance, bringing out Srila Prabhupada's message to the folk community. Hare Krishna. You can take your seats off the dais.
Jai
Before we come to an end to this glorious evening, there are a few announcements regarding the further programs we'll be having in folk. So can we have the posters, please? The next festival is Holi, the festival of colors. Hari Bol! We shall be celebrating Fulo Ki Holi and Dhuleti with full moon night kirtan on the 24th of March, Sunday. For further details, please contact your folk guide. Next up, we have Mridanga as well as Kartal lessons, which would be 8-week courses. You can contact your folk guides. We are introducing 2 new clubs to express our talents. Those interested in photography can join Panorama. And next up, we have Folk Stacks, which is for those interested in coding and can contribute to our folk app. 3H Club is a new thing which we'll be introducing in shortly, where it's a unique opportunity to render 3 hours of practical devotional service in the temple between 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. on the weekend. So this will help you fulfill your commitments which you have taken in front of Srila Prabhupada today. Next up, Brahmotsav ki! Shri Shri Radha Krishna Chandra ki! Srila Prabhupada ki! So this year we shall be having the 28th Brahmotsav, 27th Brahmotsav. So you can definitely render volunteer services and fulfill your service requirements as well. Next up we have Bhagavad Gita for youth. This would be a very nice workshop similar to Yoga for Happiness, which would serve as another platform for people to enter folk. So those of you who are interested in spreading the message of Prabhupada can speak about this to your colleagues, your friends, and make them attend this workshop, which will be conducted soon. Next up, we have Gita Wisdom Series. It has been 2 weeks since we have launched this program. Every evening, you just have to come to Folk app and 20 minutes take practical wisdom from each single shloka of Bhagavad Gita. Club 16, as you've taken, some of us have taken oath today. It's a club for those who have graduated from Folk Advanced, which will give you, you can access transformational seminars, unique service opportunities, and also be trained in leadership skills. With this, we also have some job openings in the folk department. For further details, please contact your folk guide. If you have any experience in any of this, you can definitely contact your folk guides. With this, we come to the end of today's program. Thank you, Srila Prabhupada. Yes, thank you for getting to that. Now I will be announcing the venues for the Prasadam. Since we have a big crowd today, we have 2 places where we can honor Prasadam. So please hear carefully. The folks under the guidance of their grace, Hemavarna Gaura Prabhu, Jai Krishna Prabhu, Pavan Nitai Prabhu, Ram Sevak Prabhu, Shri Gopal Prabhu, Rajeshwar Govinda Prabhu, and Karna Keshav Prabhu are requested to have Prasadam in Annadana Hall. I repeat, Annadana Hall. Folks under the able guidance of their grace, Sudharma Krishna Prabhu, Angad Pran Prabhu, Ananta Shayana Prabhu, Jivan Mukta Prabhu, Shri Vigra Prabhu, Sundar Govind Prabhu, Vallabh Chaitanya Prabhu, and Vishnuduta Prabhu are requested to have Prasadam in English Lecture Hall. Anybody's interested to know today's Love Feast menu? I'm happy to hear such a good Hari Bol, even though it's 8. So for today's Love Feast, we have Dal Puri.